The bridesmaids started laughing the second they saw my dress. Yeah, not even trying to hide it. But what they didn't know? 10 minutes later, the most famous designer in the building was about to walk in. And everything was about to flip. I felt every eye on me the moment I stepped into the bridal suite. Not the good kind of attention either. No compliments. No, you look amazing. Just silence, followed by smirks. My dress wasn't covered in crystals. It didn't scream money. It didn't come with a brand name people brag about. It was simple. And apparently, that was the problem. One girl let out a quiet laugh. Another leaned in and whispered something. The rest of them, trying not to smile. Yeah, I got the message. Cheap. Basic. Not one of them. Honestly, I'd heard it all before, so I didn't react. Because when people expect you to break, staying calm hits way harder. Wow, one of them said, loud enough this time. You really went minimal. The way she said minimal, yeah, that wasn't a compliment. I shrugged a little. I mean, I like it. They exchanged looks. Of course they did. Another girl crossed her arms, scanning me head to toe like I was some kind of mistake. Where did you even get it? She asked. I paused just for a second. I made it. And yeah, that did it. A couple of them laughed. Not loud, not dramatic, just enough to sting. You made it? One repeated, like I'd just embarrassed myself. That's bold, another said. I just nodded. No explanation, no defense, because honestly, I didn't need one. Across the room, Amanda, the bride, barely even looked at me. She was busy. Hair, makeup, cameras, attention. That's her world. Always has been. We grew up together, but that's about where the similarities end. She built her life around status, connections, appearances. Me, I built mine quietly, piece by piece. No audience, no approval, and definitely no one in this room knew anything about it. Not yet. Don't worry, one bridesmaid said with a fake smile, adjusting her bracelet. It's kind of cute, in a vintage way. There it was again. That tone. I met her eyes for half a second, then looked away. Not worth it. The room kept buzzing, champagne glasses, selfies, laughter. Everyone trying to capture the moment. Except me. I stood off to the side, fixing a tiny stitch on my sleeve. Something no one else would even notice. You know, another girl said, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime event. Most people would go all out. I glanced at her. I did. She didn't get it. None of them did. Because to them, effort equals money. To me, it never did. Then suddenly the door swung open. One of the coordinators rushed in. Okay, quick update. Everyone needs to be ready. The designer might stop by. Everything changed. Instantly. The designer? Someone said, almost dropping her glass. Wait, you mean him? The coordinator nodded. He's in the building. And just like that, the energy shifted. Everyone started fixing themselves again. Hair, makeup, dresses. Phones came out. Wait, I need better lighting. This is insane. If he sees me, yeah, they were panicking. I didn't move, because unlike them, I wasn't wondering what would happen if he walked in. I already knew. Then the door opened again. And this time, no one laughed. No one whispered. The room went completely silent. And the second he stepped inside, his eyes landed on me. For a second, nobody moved. You could literally feel the shift. All those same girls who were laughing earlier, now suddenly smiling, standing straighter, acting perfect. Funny how that works. Good afternoon, he said calmly. Everyone rushed to greet him. Oh my God, hi! We love your work. It's such an honor. He nodded politely. But he wasn't really looking at them. He was still looking at me. I didn't move. Didn't rush over. Didn't try to impress him. I just met his gaze. Calm, steady, like I had nothing to prove, because I didn't. One bridesmaid stepped in front of him quickly. Your latest collection was incredible, she said, smiling. Thank you, he replied. But his attention? Still not there. Another girl jumped in. This dress is actually inspired by your spring line. He barely looked. Then he spoke. You made that. Not a question, a statement. And just like that, the room froze again. I nodded. Yeah. He stepped closer. I thought so. Now you could feel it, the confusion, the shift. Wait, she actually made that? Someone whispered. Yeah, she did. He walked around me slowly, studying the dress. Not judging, appreciating. The stitching, he said quietly. Clean, precise. I stayed silent. Because I didn't need to say anything. He already saw it. You don't see work like this often, he added. And that's when it hit them, all of them. But it's so simple, one girl said, almost defensive. That's the point, he replied. Silence. Again. Anyone can add more, he continued. More fabric, more shine, more noise. Then he looked right at me. But restraint? A small pause. That takes skill. And yeah, that landed. Hard. I glanced around the room. The same girl who laughed earlier wouldn't even look at me now. Another one suddenly very interested in her phone. And Amanda? Now she was watching. Really watching for the first time that day. What's your name? He asked. Lena. He nodded. Lena. Like he was locking it in. Have you ever shown your work professionally? I shook my head. No. Why not? I could have said a lot, but I kept it real. Honestly, didn't think it mattered. He smiled slightly. It does. And just like that, everything flipped. All the laughter, all the whispers, all the looks, gone. He pulled out a card and handed it to me. If you're serious, he said, call me. I took it. Thank you. Behind me, I could feel it. The tension. The regret. The shift. Funny how fast things change. He spent a few more minutes in the room, talking, smiling, giving them exactly what they wanted earlier. But it didn't feel the same anymore, because the moment had already passed. A few minutes later, he left. The door closed. And just like that, everything went quiet again. No laughter. No whispers. No comments. I looked down at my dress, smoothing the fabric. Same dress. Same May. The only difference? Now they finally saw it. I glanced up once more. Caught a few of them looking at me differently. Yeah, figures. You ever get judged before people even know you? Yeah, same. I picked up my bag, calm as ever, because honestly, this was just the beginning.